Hello, hello, hello. How are you? This is Dawood Ziyad from Abundant Living Real Estate Investments, and I have a special and a great offer for you. This offer here is strictly for referrals. Okay, the most exciting one actually is the one for people who know people who want to buy real estate, mainly an end buyer or an end buyer that does not mind buying one of my properties. Okay, now when I say my properties, this is a property that I have either under contract already or a property that I have actually flipped and am working on selling to an end buyer, somebody that wants to live in that property. So if you know of an end buyer or if you know of an investor that is looking to buy more properties, then the offer is a 25% offer. 25%. Now, the 25% is off of the profit that I make. Okay? So if I have a deal out there and I'm looking for somebody to purchase that deal from me, or purchase that contract from me, then if I make $1,000 off of the deal, then that's $250. If I make $5,000 off of the deal, then that's $1,250. If I make $10,000 off of the deal, then that's $2,500 referral. If I make $20,000 off of the deal, then that is $5,000 that goes to you. My highest referral offer to date, this happened a long time ago, long time ago, is $1,662. That's a referral that I actually paid to somebody who actually found an end buyer or found an investor for me to purchase two properties, and I awarded that person $1,662. So this is real. Most definitely, if you have any questions about that, please give me a call back at 704-267-3341. Excuse me, give me a call at 704-267-3341. And that offer of the 25% is for people who are buyers. Now, you may be somebody that says, hey man, I'm not into real estate. I really don't know that many buyers or many investors. If you have a landlord, that is a person that invests in real estate. If you're in an apartment complex and you know the manager of that apartment complex, he knows somebody that invests in real estate. So anything like that, if you are staying somewhere and you are not buying and you are renting, then whoever is your landlord is a great referral for me, because they may already own that property and they may be looking to get rid of that property. They may be looking to buy more properties to add on to their portfolio, because that's how they make money. But just because you don't know any investors per se, if you know of your landlord, most definitely that is an investor. If you know of somebody else that invests in properties, that is a buyer also. Now, for my people who may know somebody that wants to sell a property, now I have a special offer on that. Oh, the 25% deal. The 25% deal, what makes it a deal and what makes it have to be done before the 12th of June is that if you give me that one buyer and we actually do business together, and say we go out from the profit, I make $10,000 off of that deal, that's $2,500 to you. Now the catch is that if we do another property and we do another property and we do three more properties, every single time I do a deal with that buyer, that money is coming to you. So if I make $5,000 off the first property, that means you just made $1,250. If I make $10,000 off the next property, that means that you made $2,500. If I make $20,000 off the next property, that means that you made $5,000. So that means as long as I'm in the business, as long as that buyer is doing business with me, you will always have a referral. But this offer ends. This offer ends on the 12th of June, 2019. So it's like a lifetime referral. As long as me and that buyer keep doing business together, if I have the name and phone number of that buyer, so that means that the 12th of June could come. That means that the 12th of June could come and go. But if you give me that number of that buyer before the 12th of June. I will document that I got this buyer before the 12th of June. And if we do a deal next year, I'm going to do that deal. I'm going to give you a call back, say, Felicia, I just did a deal, and this is the buyer that you gave me last year. Here goes your 25%, or whoever the person may be. That's how it's going to go. It could be 3 years from now, and we do a deal. Hey, I'm coming back to you because you gave me that information on that buyer for the 12th of June, 2019. So please get it to me as soon as possible. You know, of course, don't wait till the last minute, but I know if you know of any buyer, if you have a landlord, if you know somebody that owns an apartment complex, if you know somebody just talking and they want to get into real estate, that might be a great connection for me. And we'll go ahead and make the deal and go ahead and make it happen. And it has to be direct. It can't be like, well, okay, my cousin has a landlord and he knows this, because that means I got to pay too many out. It's just, okay, give me the number to your cousin. Your cousin tell your cousin, let me know the number of your landlord. You know what I'm saying? Let me know the number of your landlord. If anything comes out of it, I'm going to give you some of whatever I get from this dude, Dawood, this Abundant Living Real Estate Investments. You know what I'm saying? So I need you to give me the information, okay? And say, boom, my cousin's landlord, his number is such and such and such and such. Or even if you want to just say, hey, cuz, who's your landlord? Go ahead and talk to this dude. Your cousin called me, and you work out whatever we want to with your with your cousin. But the referrals from me to you are straight from me to you. No other middleman in the middle, so we don't have to deal with all that. But you can also work out something with that other middleman if he's the direct contact to me, the one that gave me the telephone number, okay? Now, I just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Landlords, referrals, it has to be a property that I'm working on. It has to be a property that I either have on contract or that I'm working on flipping. And like I said, it could be the end buyer, somebody that's looking to move into a new house, but it has to be a property that I am either have under contract and or something that I'm working on selling. Okay. Now you might come to me with a buyer that's looking to buy a new house, and if I don't have anything on my portfolio right now, then I might have to turn that person over to a real estate agent, and that real estate agent will work with that person. At that point in time, there is no deal with me anymore. Even though that person went and bought a house through the real estate agents are not, from what I understand, real estate agents are not able to do referrals. So I can't do a referral off of nothing that I'm receiving. I work with real estate agents, and our relationship is, you know, they may help me find comps, or when I do have a house to sell, I make sure that I put that house on the market through them. But other than that, that's how I do with real estate agents. Okay, so it has to be one of my properties that I either have under contract or that I'm working on selling. Okay, now for people who want to sell their house, you might know somebody that wants to sell their house. You may know of a motivated seller. A motivated seller is somebody that does not mind selling their house at a discount, okay? So if I get the information of a motivated seller, somebody that doesn't mind selling the house at a discount. Now, what is a motivated seller? If you how you get a referral from me, what is a motivated seller? A motivated seller is somebody that may be have an inherited property that they're not taking care of, or have an inherited property that they want to sell. They could be taking good care of it. It's always good to take care of your inheritance, because even if you want to sell it, you'll get more money out of it because you've been taking care of it. And when I come in and look at it, I don't have to look at a whole bunch of mold and holes in the wall and everything else, and everything being torn down, and then roof leaks and all that stuff. All that stuff is expensive. So that's just a side note, that if you do have a property that has been inherited, please take care of that property so you can get the most money out of it. Now, so you know of a motivated seller, somebody that may be going through a divorce, somebody that may just want to sell their property. Like I said, they may have inherited property that they can't take care of, because you know houses are expensive to keep up, to take care of, rent out, and then you get a renter that tears up your property, then you got to put all this money back in. So it could be a headache. So it could be a motivated seller. Okay, inherited properties, people who are going through problems, people who are moving to another city, another state, got a new job, and they need to go ahead and sell their house. Those are motivated sellers. Okay, now with this deal that also ends on June 12th, 2019, okay, this is boom. If this is a motivated seller that I do not have on my list already, then my offer to you is $500. Okay. Now, if it is a motivated seller that I already know of, that I already have on my list, then my offer to you is $250. Okay. And or 10 to 5%, depending on if they're on my list or not. Now, where the minimum is $250 or $500 on what I just told you. $250 if they're already on my list and I already know about that seller, but you brought them back to my attention to say, okay, well, this person, I think he's ready to sell. Then that $250, I already have him on my list. I already been trying to contact him, already been trying to mail to him. But if you can bring me the address of the owner of that property, if you can bring me the phone number of the owner of that property, then we can work out something where you get $200 to $500. Okay. Now, where the special offer comes in is that I'm gonna either give $250, $500, or 5 to 10%. Okay. So the minimum you're going to get is $250 or $500. Okay. Now you also could get 10%. So that means that if I work on a deal and you're the one that told me about the seller, and I may end up making, or my company ends up making $10,000 off of that deal, then my company is going to owe you $1,000. If I end up making $7,000 off of that deal, then my company is going to owe you $700. So you can go above and beyond the $500 with this deal. That's where the catch is that you can go above and beyond the $250 or $500. But this is only for a limited time. Okay, like I said, up to June 12th. So I need that address of that property that's vacant, and or the owner. If you can give me the owner, that's really, really what I need. If you can give me the owner, and if you can give me the telephone number, that's really, really what I need. Okay. Now, just because you gave me the property, again, does not mean that I'm gonna turn around and write out a check for $500 or go ahead and shell out the cash for $500. That's not what that means. Okay. These referrals are through my company, Abundant Living Real Estate Investments. Okay. Now, through Abundant Living Real Estate Investments, once we close on the property, okay, that means that boom, I come to the closing table, I give them a fat check for whatever they're asking for, and then we go ahead and do the deal. And or we close on me selling the contract to that deal, meaning that means that I went out and I found, or one of my investors that I work with currently wants to go ahead and buy that deal from me, and I may make $10,000 off of that deal. And being that you got in contact with me before June 12th, 2019, and told me about that seller, then I am able at closing or a day after closing to go ahead and write you out a check for the 10% of what I make. If I make $10,000, like I said, it's $1,000. Now let's say that I only make $3,000. That's where the $500 and the $250 comes in at, because 10% of $3,000 is $300. You see what I'm saying? So 5% of $3,000, I said $300. I mean, 5% of $3,000. So if I just said $300, that means 5% is $150. Okay. So if that is the case, the guarantee is that I'm going to make sure that you either get your $250 or you're going to get your $500 based on the requirements that I spelled out earlier. So most definitely, buyers and sellers, once again, just to make sure that you understand, you know, they have to be motivated sellers. It has to be something that I'm involved in, meaning that I'm either selling that property and or selling the contract on that property. I mean, that I'm either buying the property and or with my own cash or through my own investments, through my own bankers, and or selling that contract to another one of my investors that I have on my team. I have a great team of investors that I work with that sometimes purchase my contracts. Of course, my goal is to go ahead and buy it myself, flip it myself, resell it myself. You see what I'm saying? And then, of course, on the ones that I do myself, meaning if they buy one of my property, the profit may be bigger. You see what I'm saying? So if you're the one that told me about that property and I'm actually doing everything myself, then we're talking about $30,000. We're talking about 10% of $30,000. So we're talking about, just for telling me about somebody that wants to sell their property, that's $3,000 right there. But that would have to be off of a property that I actually am rehabbing and doing myself and actually am selling to the end buyer. Like I said, for the person that finds me a buyer, if it is an end buyer, you know, somebody that's going to be living in that house, and say I make $20,000 off of that property. But again, 25% of $20,000 is $5,000. You see what I'm saying? 25% of $30,000. If we're saying that 10% of $30,000 is $3,000, that means $6,000 plus $1,000, so that'd be $7,500 off of that property. Okay, so most definitely, give me a call. These are all going to be guaranteed through contracts. So you can't just come up and say, hey, Dawood, that property that you just had, that property that you just sold, I saw that you sold the property. I'm the one who gave you the information. I'm the one who gave you the No, we're not doing that, okay? So we are under a contract. Everything has to be done through contract, okay? When you give me that property, and the contract can be something as simple as a text, a message, okay? You say, hey, Dawood, this property right here, boom, 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 boom. I'll go ahead and look up the information and say, okay, well, it qualifies for either a 5% or 250 because I already had this on my list. You see what I'm saying? So that can be considered a contract. Or you could say, Dawood, I found a buyer. I do a little bit more for the buyer, but you know, because the deal can't go through without a buyer. Without me buying it or without me having a connection to my investors, nobody's getting paid. They're going to pay some taxes. That's about it. But so nothing can go down without a buyer. But like I said, all these are done through contract. So you can't just come to me and say, hey, Dawood, that last deal you did or that deal, that house you had for sale that I saw you advertising on Facebook, I want that money and I want it now. You know, no, we don't have a contract together, bro. Our sis, you know what I'm saying? So most definitely, everything must be in written so that we make sure, must be in writing so that we can make sure that, you know, everybody's treated fairly and nobody's trying to rip me off and take some of my profit that they're not entitled to. Okay, so if you're looking to earn some extra money, Dawood Ziad, Abundant Living Real Estate Investments. That's Abundant Living Real Estate Investments, Dawood Ziad. I'm on YouTube and Facebook. You catch me on YouTube and Facebook. My telephone number is 704-267-3341. That's 704-267-3341. And once again, this is Dawood Ziad, Abundant Living Real Estate Investments. Live your dream. Don't quit. Stay positive. Keep God in your life. Remember to pray. And God is great. Hallelujah. I'll see you when I see you.